Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday sermon. Each week we try to bring you an inspirational message, and this week we have Simon the Zealot coming back with us. We have had him before, and his messages are outstanding to say the least. So, without any delay, Simon, it's all yours. Thank you, Barry. Yes, I do enjoy coming back to speak. It's not often that we get a chance to speak live to people anymore. We try to influence as best we can, but there's so little we can do from this side. We trust that humans have common sense, and boy, do we screw that one up. We try to lead them. It is so easy for a human to lead a good life. It's common sense. It's doing unto others as they would have done unto them. There's so many ways that you can say that, but they ignore it. When somebody swears at you, what do? Swear back? Well, that's going to help. When people show anger to you, what do? Show anger back? When people speak behind your back, what do you do in return? Speak behind theirs and tell rumors about them? So you see, it's common sense. You don't want all that taking place in your life, so why do you do it? I'm not sure I have that answer. Each individual has a different answer for that question. But I do know the result. The result is things are very unhappy for you. Wouldn't you really rather just sit back and have a happy life? Evil energies are everywhere. You hear this every week. People, if they do not have a strong love of God, will succumb to evil energy. You see, people that have a love of God have so much going for them. They can ask for help and they will get it. When they pray, they can ask for any of the angels. They can ask for God Himself. They can ask for spirit guides. There's an incredible amount of help that's available to a person that believes in God. Now, if you don't believe in God, what's available to you? You may have people around you that don't believe in God either, and you rely on them for help. Well, that's going to go well for you, isn't it? Because those people don't rely on God either, and they're relying on themselves, and they're going to give advice that often has no relation to what God would say, or the angels, or any of the other help that's available to a believer. In fact, people that don't believe in God have nowhere to turn. They make their own decisions. Sometimes their decisions work. There's no arguing that. Evil people gain incredible power because they take advantage of others. People steal. People lie. People do all of the things that will make them richer, but only richer financially. They're certainly not richer spiritually because that's an impossibility. They gain all of these assets. They sit on their big yachts, they smile, and they tell themselves how smart they are. And then they die. And they realize how stupid they were because they took all of the great blessings that God gave them and they used them selfishly. You see, God wants you to love everyone. That's not a mystery. You heard that every time you get a message. He wants you to help. He wants you to help those that need help. You see that person that you envy sitting on that big yacht? You see his picture on TV. He's got this beautiful woman with him. He's got all the things that anyone could ever want, except what's going to guide him when he returns home. He's going to have to live another life, and he's going to have to repay the fact that God gave him blessings and he didn't use them to help others. God created this incredible planet on Earth, beauty untold, beauty everywhere. All you have to do is open your eyes and see the miracles that God gave you, the blessings. Many people are blind to this. They look, oh, we deserve this. When the planet, humans are so wonderful. Humans know everything. Humans deserve a planet like this so we can use all the assets, abuse it, destroy the oceans, pollute, do all the things that will destroy the beauty that God gave us. Well, it's not going to work for you. Once you destroy those natural assets, you're destroying your own life. You're destroying the future for humans. Without the natural beauty, the reserves, and especially the water, a human cannot live without pure water. Without water, you can't grow crops, you won't be able to eat, and you'll die. If you do not protect the water, human evolution will end eventually. It's just a matter of time. You see, believing in God is the water that serves your soul. If you don't believe in God, then there'll be a time that human evolution will end. Without God, there's no future for humans. Now, keep in mind that God's very patient. He's not rushing you. He's not saying you have to make these decisions this exact second or the world's going to end. But he is sitting back and he is trying to lead you down a path that will help you evolve. Evolution can take a micro or a macro scale. Each human soul has to evolve. If each human soul evolves towards believing in God, then all humans will eventually believe in God. The starting point is the person you see when you look in the mirror. Hopefully, you're looking at yourself. If you take that first step, believe in God, open your heart, then things will become better for you. You may sit there and say, well, I can't believe it's going to get better. Things are so bad as I look all around. My government is taxing me. They're inflating my purchasing power. They're destroying our resources. They're building a political system that will destroy us in the long run. They're making me reliant upon the government. They're taking away my rights. They won't let me worship in peace. They won't let me follow my God. They're giving me propaganda on the news media. What am I going to do? Well, it all starts with looking within yourself. You start by getting rid of evil. You start by removing toxicity from your life. You've got to get your life under control before you can control anybody else's life or affect anybody else's life. If you don't get your life under control, then truly you will affect other people, but you'll do it negatively. You see, that is the evil of which we speak. Evil energies, sometimes you do not even be aware of them, but they're all around you. An evil energy might simply be a terrible idea. You believe that I'm speaking about you now. You believe that you should do whatever needs to be done in order to make more money. You will ignore your family. Ignoring your family is responding to an evil energy. You will go out and you will undermine your workers. You will tell lies about them. You'll speak to the boss and you'll say how lazy these people are. You see, all this is responding to evil energy. You think that what you gain is going to make you happy, but you will find out that it's not. Anything that you gain through the use of evil energy is going to undermine your soul. And your soul is what counts. A human life is incredibly short. You hear that all the time. Your soul energy is forever. That's a long time. If you think that you can do whatever you want in this life, then you are sorely mistaken. Every step that you take, everything that you do is important because that is what makes you what you are. The richest people in the world are some of the most unhappy. Money, it's said that money's the root of all evil. Well, evil energy is, but money's number two. Money has been created as a means of existing. That's how you pay for things. An executive won't raise their own food, so they have to pay for it and buy it. Farmers raise their own food, but they earn their money by selling it to people that can't raise their own. That's the foundation of how all economies began. Trading. There are people that can do things that you cannot do. So you trade to get those objects. There are people that are very close to God and speak of them all the time. You're listening to one right now. He does this every week, trying to lead people to God. You can listen to what he says, and then you can walk out and do whatever you want. You can listen to what I say and ignore me totally. When I walked the earth, I irritated a lot of people because they didn't want to hear what I had to say. I told them they needed to go out and follow Jesus, that he would lead them to heaven, that he would lead them to a happiness that there is no way they can ever have on earth. And people ignored me. And when they returned, they realized that I was correct. What you're hearing when you receive these messages is the correct information. You can use it. You can use your free will to use it or not. If you choose to not listen to the words and follow them, well, then you're on your own. If you choose to open your heart to God, all of the help of the heavens is available to you. Make a choice. Do you want to listen to the empty heads of the people that are around you that are following evil energies, that have no idea what they're speaking? They think they're so intelligent, so smart, because they've reasoned that God can't exist. They have reasoned the greatest lie in the world. There is no greater lie than the one when they tell you that God does not exist. They may think they've proven it, but they've only proven how stupid they are. They've proven that they do not have knowledge. They think they do, but they don't. If you think God does not exist, you're stupid. That's the way it is. You'll realize it when you return, but you damn well better realize it now, because the decisions that you're currently making are the most important ones that you will ever make in this particular life. And you will return to another life. And the decisions that you made in this life are the ones that will affect the ones in your future lives. Simply follow common sense, love God, do unto others as you would have them do unto yourself. It's the shortest sermon that you will ever hear, and it's the most important words that you will ever hear in this life. I hope that you take time to use common sense and believe. Tell others. Try to have them use their free will to follow the common sense of God. Well, got a lot off my chest this morning, if I had a chest. I hope that you listened. I hope you pay attention. I hope you tell others of it. And I hope you lead others to hearing these incredible messages that you will receive. So thank you for listening. I hope I didn't bore you. I try not to. If Barry invites me back again, I'll be here as fast as I can get here. So thank you. I know that God listens to all these messages, and I know that He blesses each and every soul. He blesses those that do not even believe in Him. And that is the ultimate sign of forgiveness. So goodbye. Thank you. I will return at some other time when invited. Okay, Simon. I bet you were something when you walked the earth. So thank you for that wonderful message. I always appreciate hearing Simon. You'll never say that he's bashful. So, God willing, we'll be back again next week with another message. Not sure who it'll be yet, but they always let me know in advance. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening, and we will return.